part 4, I'll show you how I rig up a sail, and we will look at some detail at 3 different sizes of windsurfing boards. The last area we will look at are some of the accessories you'll need, like wetsuits and booties. Before you can go windsurfing, you have to rig the sail. That involves inserting the mast in the sail sleeve, clamping on the boom, then downhauling the downhaul line and outhauling the outhaul on the boom. So let's look at the process in triple speed. I have everything laid out, and the first thing I do is unroll the sail, with the left sleeve pointing into the wind so I can keep my back to the wind. Now I insert the mast into the sleeve of the sail. The sleeve is curved, but the mast is straight. So you must take some patience, and it takes a little bit of force and effort to work the mast into the sleeve. Now that I have the mast on, I put the mast base, or extension as it's called, into the bottom of the mast and thread the downhaul rope through the pulleys on the sail and on the bottom of the mast base. I can now downhaul the sail about 95% of the way from the final setting. Now that I've downhauled the sail most of the way, I pick the boom up and adjust the length of it. I set the harness lines so they're out of the way. Now we just clamp on the boom to the mast. The uphaul rope is on the front of the boom. I'll move that down, put on the bottom of the mast. The outhaul is on the end of the boom, and I must fasten those lines around the clew eyelet on the sail. So I stand it up, keeping my back to the wind as always, and reach back a little bit. In this case, I have an adjustable outhaul system on the boom. I can just pull a rope, tighten up the outhaul a little bit, give it a couple pumps, walk around the other side. We'll see how it rotates. Looked pretty good to me. So the last thing I do, I'll lay her down. Usually step on the end and kind of check to see one more time how the sail leech flops off or not. Looks okay, and I think I'm ready to go sailing. Sails are measured in square meters. A 5.0 sail means the sail has 5 square meters of surface. For an average size adult, a 4.5 sail is a good size for the first lesson in 5 to 12 mile per hour breezes. On every sail there is a label that gives the size and notes the recommended mast and boom lengths needed. No one sail size will cover all wind conditions, and thus most experienced windsurfers will carry with them 4 or 5 sails ranging from 4.5 up to 9 square meters in size. When you start, you likely will purchase just one sail, and the sail does not have to be new. For the average person, a 5.5 square meter sail is large enough to start with. An older 5.5 sail can be had for just $50 and will get you through the first several weeks. You'll be falling on the sail and uphauling quite a bit, so it's better to wait and get a couple new sails when you feel you are ready for them. Also, after a few weeks of windsurfing, you'll know better what sail sizes you need for your local conditions. As I mentioned earlier, older sails are fine for starting out, but you don't want to go too old. You'll often see very old triangular shaped sails selling for $10 on eBay. These are some of the first sails ever made for windsurfing and require a boom longer than you can even buy today. You definitely want to avoid anything this old. In the late 80s, the clamp-on boom was invented and was a godsend to windsurfers. A simple lever tightens up ropes squeezing the mast and the boom clamps. Even when you're on the water, you can loosen the clamp and adjust the height quickly. The old tie-on booms pictured here on the right you want to avoid. To use these, you first placed a 6-inch long cut tube around the mast called a mast protector. The protector helped to avoid crushing the mast with the tie-on rope. To fasten the boom on, we first took the boom end off, laid it down, then wrapped the rope 2 or 3 times around the mast, then cleated it off. To tighten, you swung the mast down, which then applied leverage to the rope, tightening it very tight on the mast. If you get a used outfit with a tie-on boom, throw it away and get a newer clamp-on boom. When looking at a board, the first thing a windsurfer looks at is 4 measurements, which are almost always printed on the board deck somewhere. The overall length in centimeters, the maximum width in centimeters, the weight in kilograms, and finally the volume given in liters. Volume is a measurement of the displacement properties of a board and has little to do with the stability of the board. Let's look at 3 different sized boards, starting with the large one on the left and work our way down to the smaller board on the right. The Mistral Prodigy is a course racing board. It is also a very stable board and one of the larger boards available today, making it a great board for the extra large person just starting out. This board is popular among racers, and a Prodigy One Design class has existed for several years and continues to grow. In One Design racing, everyone uses the same windsurfing board and sail, so it evens out the competition in that everyone is using the same equipment. If you are interested in doing a little traveling, attending competitions, meeting new people, and want to be able to sail in light winds, then this board really fits that ticket. For information, visit the Prodigy One Design website at www.prodigyonedesign.org. The newer Prodigies have a paddock deck, which saves on skin scrapes. Also, there are 6 foot straps. When going fast, you place your feet in the rear straps so you don't bounce off when you go over waves and chop. The front straps are called beating straps and are used when you sail upwind. The board also has an on-the-fly adjustable mast track. There is a small pedal you step on to release the track so you can slide the whole rig back or forward. Forward positions give more power for going upwind better. The Prodigy has a large centerboard that provides lateral resistance that enables you to go upwind better. The centerboard is removable and reinserted from the top of the deck. On the bottom side of the board, there is a rubber gasket covering the centerboard slot so water does not shoot through it. At the rear on the bottom side of the board is a slot where the fin fits into, which fastens on from the top with a short bolt. The tall sides and wide style shape of the Prodigy make this board a fierce competitor on the race course. The competition Prodigy board alone, without rig, costs around $1,400. The middle board in the picture is the Bic 293. The Bic 293 comes in 3 models. The model being shown here is the entry-level model named the Bic 293 Classic. This board is smaller than the Prodigy, but at 31 inches wide it is still very stable and is a great first board. The board does not have an adjustable mast track. Instead,